I really don't care what happens to her at all. I don't care. Like, everybody they tiptoe around with this social media, but what y'all don't get is that it be real consequence for y'all little flexes, y'all quick flexes for $300 that you need. It be consequence.
Nobody saw it coming. One moment, everything looked normal, calm, controlled. But the next moment, it was chaos. A push, a scream, a little girl standing in between two grown men, one of them her father, the other, her mother's ex. And someone caught it all on camera. Just seconds, really. But those seconds were enough to send the internet into a full-blown meltdown. Because it wasn't just drama. It was personal. It was raw. And it involved people we've all watched fall apart and try to rebuild, over and over again. It happened outside what was supposed to be a neutral drop-off spot. Not a public event. Not a paparazzi setup. Just a basic location where Teyana Taylor and Iman Shumpert were trying to co-parent in peace. Their daughter was spending time with both of them separately. And despite all the noise in the media, the Aaron situation, the breakup, the cheating rumors, Teyana was trying to keep her daughter's world calm. But that peace didn't last. Because Aaron showed up, and everything flipped. Now, this wasn't the first time Aaron had been around during co-parenting exchanges. But it was the first time Iman had to see it. And if the look on his face said anything, it was clear he had warned about this before. According to people close to the situation, Iman had made it very clear, that man should not be around my daughter. Period. And whether or not Teyana agreed, things were blurry. Some say Aaron had shown up uninvited. Others say Teyana thought it would be a short moment. But it didn't matter. Because in that moment, everything fell apart. The video starts with just a shaky frame. A car door opens. Teyana steps out with her daughter, holding her hand. She's smiling. Calm. The little girl sees her father and lights up. She lets go of her mom's hand and runs. But then right there in the corner, you see Aaron, leaning against the car, watching, just standing there like he belongs. And that's when Iman's whole body stiffens. He doesn't raise his voice, doesn't run. He walks, fast, controlled. But the tension is all over his face. Aaron tries to speak, maybe a joke, maybe something smug. We'll never really know, because Iman doesn't wait. He walks straight up and just shoves him. Hard. It's not a full punch. It's not a brawl. But it's enough to send Aaron stumbling back. Shocked. Exposed. Teyana screams Iman's name. And their daughter freezes, not knowing what just happened. That short clip, barely 15 seconds, was posted online within an hour. No context. No explanation. Just the moment. Iman Shumpert pushes Aaron Pierre in front of daughter. The caption read. And from there, everything exploded. Some people immediately took Iman's side. The way they saw it, he was doing what any father would do, protecting his child from a man he didn't trust. A man who, not long ago, had dragged Teyana into the most humiliating scandal of her life. They pointed to Aaron's history, the way he allegedly manipulated Teyana, the rumors about him recording private conversations, the way he clung to fame after the breakup. What's he doing near that child anyway? One person tweeted. Iman held back more than most men would, but not everyone agreed. Critics came just as fast. People who said there's no excuse for violence, especially in front of a child. They questioned Iman's control, his maturity. Some even said he traumatized his daughter by making the situation physical. You protect kids with your actions, one post read, not by turning drop-offs into WWE matches. The conversation split down the middle. Team Iman, Team Calm, and somewhere in the middle, Teyana. For a full day, she said nothing. Not a single post, not a comment, not even a like. But the internet kept watching. Every story she posted got dissected. Every emoji, every word. When she finally did post, just a black screen with the words, "Healing is not linear," fans lost it. Some thought she was siding with Iman. Others thought she was overwhelmed and just needed space. Either way, it was clear. She was hurting. Sources close to her began leaking little pieces. One insider said she was devastated by what her daughter saw. that the little girl had been asking questions, trying to understand why Daddy pushed Mommy's friend. Another said Teyana hadn't expected Aaron to be there that day, that it was supposed to be a solo exchange. Whether that's true or not, we may never know, but the damage was done. Meanwhile, Iman wasn't hiding. 2 days later, he released a statement. Short, simple, but serious. As a father, my reaction was not perfect, but my intention was to protect. I won't apologize for protecting my daughter's space. It didn't feel like an apology. It felt like a line drawn in the sand. And people responded. Some praised him for owning it without backing down. Others said he missed the chance to set a better example. Brand partnerships got complicated. A sneaker collab Iman was working on quietly paused promotion, but other brands didn't pull away. Some even leaned in, posting subtle support messages about fathers showing up and protecting peace. It became bigger than just gossip. It became a conversation about boundaries, about parenting, about how much is too much when your child is involved. Aaron, on the other hand, stayed quiet for 3 days. Then, just when things were starting to calm down, he posted a story. White background, black text. It said, "Real men don't use their hands. They use their mind." No name, no context, but everyone knew exactly who he was talking about. The internet lit up again. "He really thinks he's the victim," one user wrote. "He'd been playing games and finally got checked." A source close to Aaron later claimed he was shaken by the push, that he didn't see it coming, that he felt unsafe. But when asked if he would press charges, the source simply said, he doesn't want to look soft. And that was the vibe from his side, damage control without actually doing anything. Behind all the noise, one question kept coming up. What happens now? Teyana, reportedly, was considering changes to the custody schedule, not because she was angry at Iman, but because she didn't want her daughter caught in the middle ever again. She started limiting who could be present during exchanges. Sources said she told both men, "I don't care how y'all feel about each other. Just don't bring it to my child." That one line said everything. People who followed this story for years know that Teyana and Iman's relationship was never picture perfect. But it was real, messy, passionate, full of love and fire. And that fire, sometimes, it burns too bright. After their split, fans always hoped they'd find their way back. Even when Teyana dated Aaron, people secretly rooted for her and Iman to reconnect. But this moment, this incident, it felt like something else. Like a line was crossed that couldn't be uncrossed. Still, some saw it differently. A video resurfaced from years ago. And just like that, the internet lit up, not just with opinions, but with emotions. This wasn't just about Iman and Aaron anymore. It became something bigger, something deeper. A conversation about how Black fathers are seen in public, how their anger is judged or justified, how quick we are to label strength as aggression, or worse, to applaud it without understanding the damage it leaves behind. People began asking questions no one had easy answers for. Is anger ever really love? Is protection a reflex or a choice? And when does standing up for someone turn into hurting others in the process? Emotions were high, but clarity was low. Lines blurred. What some called bravery, others called toxic. What looked like a father defending his family also looked like a man losing control. And caught right in the middle of it all, silently, innocently, was the little girl. Too young to read headlines. Too pure to grasp the complex dynamics of adult pain and pride. One moment, she had 2 men smiling at her. The next, those same men were on opposite sides of an emotional battlefield. She didn't ask for this. She didn't ask for the cameras, the comments, or the chaos. All she wanted was safety, stability, peace. Maybe that's the part we forget. That while the world argues about justice and masculinity and public image, there's a child in the center of it all who just wants things to go back to normal. And maybe, just maybe, the adults involved will come to realize that real peace doesn't come from dominance or outrage. It comes from restraint, from knowing when to step back, not lash out, from love that protects quietly, not through loud gestures, but through calm choices. As of now, things have calmed. No news statements. No more videos. Just silence. But it's the kind of silence that doesn't feel peaceful. It feels tense, like a breath being held. Everyone's still watching, still waiting. Will Teyana speak again? Will Iman look back and feel remorse? Or pride? What's clear is this: the story isn't over. Because when something this raw and explosive happens in public, the aftershocks don't just vanish. They stretch out through reputations, through relationships, through families, through little hearts trying to understand why the people they love hurt each other in the name of that same love. This wasn't just about one push. It was about all the unspoken things that led to it, and all the healing that still needs to come after. Maybe Iman was just being a father. Maybe Aaron was being disrespectful. Maybe Teyana was stuck between two men who couldn't let go of ego. Or maybe this was just the boiling point. The moment all the unspoken tension finally cracked wide open. Whatever the truth is, one thing is undeniable: someone should have put the child first. And if they're smart, they'll make sure next time she's the only one that matters.